PK had spent the morning putting up the 6th best time of the day with a speed of more than 228 miles per hour. This is his first appearance at Indy, and he'll remember it for some time. On the crash, he sustained multiple fractures to both lower legs and feet in the accident, as well as suffering a concussion.
Making a good move. And at the front of the middle, he touched into the wall.
He touched
Heavy crash.
He touched Greg Moore right there. He just came down on him a little bit.
Emerson was really flying as he came through turn 1. Devastating damage to that race car, and of course we go back under yellow. How this happened, Fittipaldi was the red car, definitely making a move high of Moore. And I think you're right. He just touched tires.
But Charlie Kimball is still in front of Sato, circulating much slower.
Big crash.
Boy, into the attenuator.
No. That's right, hitting that Spencer Piggin.
This is going to cause a red flag for sure, because they're going to want to finish this under green. He's
not the way he
already way loose, loses it, brushes the wall, not super hard, and then it just hooks itself, and that's the worst case scenario right there.
He's going over 100 miles an hour and comes to effectively a full stop. Listen here.
To wash out a little bit as you come out of turn 2. A crash. We can't pick it up yet. I can't see who it is. Where the parts everywhere. Yellow flag out. This could be a very bad. This is terrible.
Could be the worst crash that we have seen in Indy in years, Jim.
A horrible crash has occurred here in turn 4. We do not know the car involved. He spun coming off of turn number 3, hit the inside retaining wall very hard. The car flipped over several times, and it is now upside down with the driver still in it.
Journalist turned driver Patrick Bedard survives an incredible crash after his car explodes into pieces down the backstretch.
It was one of the most terrific. I mean, you couldn't find the car. You basically couldn't see the car. It looked like a bomb had went off. And
here's Catherine Legg racing in a strong 6th position in the middle of the back, and that's a huge accident. Catherine Legg has an enormous crash. The car has absolutely torn itself apart. Well, on the approach to the kink, losing the rear wing, you see it flying up in the air over the grass there as she turns in at 180 miles an hour. There is no grip, and the car slams into the concrete wall way past the tire barrier. The fuel cell ignites, the engine, the rear suspension, the gear train all come off. The safety cell barrels along the ground on the left-hand side. That is an enormous impact.
But Alexander Rossi pretty well smoked on the front straightaway. Now Ryan Hunter-Reay is to the inside. Huge crash. Hunter-Reay, Sato. Oh no, and Rossi is in it.
A lot of cars.
Up in the fence is Rosenquist.
This is disastrous for Rossi in the championship. His teammate was involved like he was last year in turn 2. Sato's involved. Car upside down. Sato's car
on fire too.
Out of Hempstead, Texas, and he was the fueler. Oh, trouble on the track, guys. A huge crash on the track here at Indianapolis. Our second caution has come out, and it looks like it is Mike Conway and Will Power involved. Slow on the track. It looks like he's having problems with the car, Eddie. It's just loose on him. And you know something? Will Power's coming from behind. He is just going to end up taken out.
He had nowhere to go. Will Power had absolutely nowhere to go. And look how the car turns into. That's the worst angle that a car can take.
Well, just remember a few years ago, it's the exact spot where Conway had his crash a couple of years ago when he rode up and over Ryan Hunter-Reay. So the car hit the wall, comes out, and then you see the Verizon machine of Will Power just slice underneath it a little bit. And for Conway, he's riding up on the top of the wall, Eddie. And luckily, the car comes back down, as we call it, on all 4, obviously wheels missing. But a ride that Mike Conway certainly does not want to take, and probably relived a little bit of what happened to him 2 years ago.
58 is in the yellow car, coming around turn number 2. And we've got an axe. Levi is on the wall. He goes into a terrible slip, and we have a fire. The engine is ripped from the back of the car and comes tumbling across. A.J. Ford was right behind him. He was able to avoid it somehow.
but Tom Sneva is in the car. He's moving around. He's trying to get out.
Sophomore Tom Sneva is working on a top 5 finish when he tries to maneuver around traffic.
We had a suite over in the second turn, and all the material off the cars almost got up into the suites, the engine unhooked from the chassis. But I think that was a real test, you know, of what the tubs were all about in those days.
Sneva survives a spectacular crash with just a few minor burns.
The first ever Grand Prix of Indianapolis is about to start. Oh, the pole sitter doesn't get going. Oh!
There is not a worse place to stall than at the start of a race. I hope they're okay.
The car on your left-hand side will not get off the grid.
He didn't even move.
Saavedra. Everybody else is starting to go around him. Now the car coming from the back doesn't see him. And that first car that hits him is Carlos Munoz. And then from then on, the debris is flying.
I think Montoya just stalled back there too.
Could be. There could be a problem starting the...
Charlie Kimball, I think, on the right-hand side, also just a slow start. Oh, he just about got through, but...
Veach may come out in third as Gabby Chavez tries to go with Matthew Brabham. Too wide through the short chute for second position. Veach on the high side, Chavez on the low side. They come very close, and Chase Austin has made heavy contact back in the pack.
That is a vicious hit for Chase Austin. It looks like he's moving in the car, so that is very good news indeed, but that was a really big hit. I really hope he's okay there.
This is on board with Chase Austin.
Oh, he is just wicked loose through that corner. I mean, he did a great job hanging on to it for as long as he did. Oh, he is just...
almost saved it.
Chasing that car. That is... Oh, this is going to be a big one.
And we lost the signal right before he made impact.
Oh, that is just the worst possible impact right there. That is a bad, bad hit. I, again, really hope that Chase is okay after that.
He's out of the car. The Homatro safety team is still working with him on the scene. Jake Query is headed to the medical center, so he'll get an update in a moment. Maybe the tires help just a bit there.
Juan Pablo Garcia out of the race, guys.
There are 5 cars locked in a pretty good battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the number 9 machine, Kristen Airy, Anders Krohn, hits the wall, and we've got a bad crash in front of you in turn 2.
Looking to improve his ride is Buddy Lazier. We've got a crash. Let's go upstairs.
A big crash. Terrible crash. Out of turn number 4, and here on the main straightaway, it involves many, many cars. I can see as many as 7 or 8 cars involved in this accident. Well, it happened on lap number 53 up here in turn number 4. A huge accident involving many, many cars, some overturning, many becoming involved in a ball of flame, and the miraculous thing is that there are apparently no serious injuries. Here it is from another angle.
Yes, and you can see cars up against the wall. That is Casey Mears that got up in the air, not Little Al. Little Al's back a little farther on the racetrack.